It was a normal Monday morning for me. There was nothing special about it, just another day. I was rolling a field and I had a freak accident. I found myself being crushed beneath 8 tons of machinery, and there the story starts. Rolling a field is generally done after the seed has been put in the ground, and it's an operation that we do on a regular basis after we've sown the crop. So that involves a roller which is about 6-7 tons in weight, that is just a flat surface that goes over the ground, just like a roller that you see on a road that rolls a road. So yeah, it was just a job that I've done many times before. I was out of the machine, out of the tractor, and I was picking stones, and I fell. And I fell backwards, and I found myself with the tractor coming over the top of me. It mainly went over my waist, which crushed my pelvis, and a lot of internal organs got crushed at the same time, breaking many bones and making a right mess of me. Yeah, so I was lying in the field. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I was flailing around, couldn't get up. I was in a very remote place. No one would ever walk there or pass through. But the first miracle, I think, was my dad happened to be coming up the field. He wasn't actually meant to be there. He hadn't been into work for probably 3 weeks, and he happened to be there that day. Oh, I felt so relieved, so pleased to see him in my sort of semi-conscious state. It was like an angel coming to save me.
I was shopping in Tesco's as normal, I do on a Monday morning, and I had a phone call from my father-in-law, and I could tell in his voice something had gone wrong. He never calls me, and he said, "Helen, there's been a really serious accident. The emergency services are here," and he said, "It is pretty serious. You just need to pray and get people praying." Even though there were all these people attending to him, I knew it was God would have to intervene miraculously, because I knew this was really serious. Andy was taken into ICU and stabilised, and I was able to visit him the next morning. I met with the consultant, and she went through the list of things that had gone wrong. His main concern was the trauma to the brain, which was swelling quite considerably and would get worse over the next few days. But he also had many internal injuries, fractured pelvis, lungs had collapsed, lots of internal bleeding, all very life-threatening. And they really prepared me for the worst. They didn't think he was going to pull through. But even then, in that consultancy room, I knew I just had God's peace. I knew that this wasn't going to be the end. We just needed to get people to pray for this miracle to happen. I got straight onto the phone, onto WhatsApp, and messaged as many people as I could think of just to get them praying, and set up various WhatsApp groups, and everyone would just keep forwarding on all their prayer requests, and before we knew it, thousands of people across the world were praying for Andy, and we saw some incredible answers to prayer. The first one that sticks in my mind was with the swelling on his brain. It reached a critical point one night where they were going to have to perform a procedure, an operation on his brain to drain it. They were going to take him into the operating room just after 6 o'clock, and I got people praying, and then half an hour later they rang me and said there's been a change of plan. All the swelling in his brain has dropped down and it's come back within a normal range, and we're now not going to operate. And they were very baffled, and I knew that was a massive answer to prayer. That was a miracle. I saw an X-ray on Andy's pelvis. It was completely out of alignment, completely twisted, had 2 great big fractures down either side, and I was told this would need a big operation to sort out. Weeks later, they were preparing Andy to go onto a ward, and they were just waiting for this X-ray and report from the orthopaedics who were taking care of his pelvis. They kept doing more and more X-rays on it, still no report. And it was only when one of the nurses explained to me that the orthopaedic team couldn't make sense of the X-rays because the pelvis had completely realigned itself, and they were now deciding not to operate, and they just couldn't understand it and weren't sure what to write in the report. So I know, again, another miraculous intervention by God.
So after 4 weeks of being in a coma, and then I woke up, the first week I really wasn't with it, but I realised the seriousness of the accident, and Helen was telling me, you know, we've got thousands of people praying for you. My church was on their knees, and I just felt really safe and lifted up. You know, I realised that I really shouldn't be here, and this is, you know, I'm seriously injured. Yeah, God was in this with me, big time. This whole incident, I just feel that I've been fast-tracked in a miraculous way through this whole procedure. You know, there's no other way of explaining it, really. Yeah, I would like to just thank every single person that has prayed for me. We'd just like to thank people that have supported us. Cards, messages, meals, dog walkers, we just want to really thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So yeah, I mean, I don't believe God intends bad things to happen to good people, but I know that He makes good things come out of bad situations, and that's what I feel that this has had. I just think I'm just so grateful to God that He has brought me through this, brought us through this. I mean, this is going to be a story that lives with me forever, and I'm going to never stop telling people about it.